having me.
Gaff does mean house, doesn't it?
Yeah, let's go into your boudoir.
I'm Lizzy. I'm just stepping in for lunch today, couldn't make it. Oh, here she is. Better late than never, eh?
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have none other than Lizzy, a.k.a. short from the street, or Lizzy Hadfield, known to people who know her IRL.
Yes,
but
and to people online. I don't keep my last name hidden.
I've been really wanting to get you on a chair in your house for a while. How long have I known you?
Oh, a while now.
A sweet one.
Oh, do you know what? We first met at a fashion week, and it was definitely one in February because it was freezing. So it'll be 2 years in February, I want to say.
So romantic. I thought we could talk about your wardrobe.
Definitely.
I want to get a sneak peek into. Oh, is that the sun coming out?
Yeah, it does happen quite intensely as well at times.
Well, apologies in advance if the light
changes
because we can't.
That's
do
blinding.
I know, maybe because we got some shades on.
Yeah, we could start talking about sunglasses. Oh, that has got me. That's sunshine.
So we're going to talk about your favourite items, new in. I want to get exclusive here, and yeah. Let's get cracking, shall we? So, first things first, I always like to ask my guest. I'm going to talk about your new in.
Okay.
About the pieces you've added recently, because
I've got.
I want to know.
Oh, actually, there's a pair of shoes I forgot in the bedroom, which I'll go get in a second. But the first thing I'm going to mention, I went to New York recently. Do you follow the Frankie shop?
Do I? Have you seen that they've got one in Paris?
No, do they?
They've got one in Paris.
I'm in Paris next week,
Yeah.
so it's a vintage shop. Kind of vintage, kind of not, because they
They've got
have
some
more than
cool
one of each
indie brands
item.
as well.
Oh, it makes sense. But online, on their Instagram, it says they're vintage. But follow their Instagram if you don't, because it's so bloody good. So I went there in New York and picked up two things. One was a blazer, a long line black double-breasted blazer.
Would you look at that?
Very me.
You're a great
Like
blazer person.
I love a blazer.
You're very good at picking out good blazers.
It's kind of too cold for blazers at the moment, so I need to get myself some like thermals like you've got to that.
Some knitwear.
Where do you recommend for your thermals? Uniqlo.
Do you know what Uniqlo I like? This is actually from Marks and Spencer's. It's slightly fleeced in the inside.
That's what I need, so I can just wear that and a jumper and still a blazer.
Yeah, I mean this will definitely keep you warm. It's what I wore in
You
Iceland,
can vouch
but
for
it's
that.
minus. It's not minus in London.
And then this giant scarf, which will also keep you warm.
This is where is this? Is
also the Frankie shop.
Is it a brand? Is it?
This isn't a brand. This isn't a brand.
This is
It doesn't
beautiful.
have a label
This
on it.
it's like it could almost keep me warm.
The colour of this is like the best thing ever.
It's beautiful.
So autumnal, and it's huge. I really like it. And I'm just going to go and get one thing that I forgot to bring out. They are from my fave shoe brand.
Christine, the biggest fan.
Dear Francis. So these are called the Spirit boots. This is the 5th pair I have now.
You are a real ambassador for this.
I really am. I really, really am. These in there. The colour's called Fawn. How amazing. I haven't even worn them
They
yet.
are gorgeous. I mean, the
They're
colour
right
makes me
today.
slightly nervous because I'm just.
Me too.
But they are stunning.
They're gorgeous, aren't they? They're some of the best boots you can get, the Spirit boots from Dear Francis. They come in loads of different colours. Smell them.
Oh, they smell like Boston and Bromley when
They
you go
do.
in there.
Those are my 3
New in.
in.
What's on your wish list? Is there anything that you are saving up for?
So at the moment, more focused on interiors. I bought some chairs yesterday.
I saw that as well.
Yes, that was my big thing. So now I can't eat between now and 2018, which is fine.
I'll feed you.
Thank you, thank you. I said it to Lindsay and she said the same thing as well, so I'm being
got
fed
2
by
meals.
various people. But no, nothing fashiony at the moment, really.
That's quite nice actually sometimes when you think, actually, everything I've got is...
Yeah, the only thing I really want is a high neck cream cashmere jumper. But it has to be perfect, and I'm willing to like spend a few £100s for the perfect one, but I can't find the perfect one.
Why would you recommend for good knitwear?
But if you want cashmere, it depends what kind. Like a really simple cashmere crew neck, then Uniqlo's so good.
Yeah, they do. They are cracking.
Really good. Lara Doot have great cashmere.
Ooh.
And the stories for more like trend ones.
They do.
This is amazing.
This is gorgeous. Yeah, this is by a girl called Saskia Thomas who runs a shop called Golden Freckles. Don't know how many people are familiar with the knitter. Lizzy was
It's not. She was like, yeah, it's like the knitter. I'm like, what is the knitter?
So the knitter she's like a knitter based in New Zealand. She does knits very similar to this, but they are extortionate. They're very expensive. And Golden Freckles, who Saskia, does it in Wales in the UK, so it's a great small business. It's just all handmade and it's just so cool. It's just cardigans as well.
Ooh, I'm dead into cardigans.
Yeah, like big.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, these look smaller in real life, I think. It's just the camera makes it look like I said I need like a loot, very like Middle Ages. End of that knitwear chat, but what are your favourite brands as well, moving on from It's a lot of pressure, isn't it? Because I feel like you've got quite a nice...
Yeah, the problem I go to for where I know I'm always going to find something I really like is Under the Stories.
Always.
I think it's the best high street shop.
So many people.
Yeah.
I'm always like, yeah.
Really good.
Something.
There's always something you like. They would like do a good mix of introducing new trends and also being classic. I used to love COS, but not as much anymore.
I feel a little bit like I do like them. I just think I read a really funny piece actually. I think it was on the Pool, and it was about the COS woman. It's quite a certain type of person.
And they've not moved on from what they were doing like a few years ago when everyone was really into it. I do like Topshop. ASOS, not into it that much at the moment.
I haven't found a massive amount. I always used to check the new in, which is a terrible habit that I've definitely been broken.
Me too.
But I've just kind of scrolled and I've been like,
nothing. I feel the same.
It's somewhere I think you go if you know what you need.
And
you need it quickly. And you just, whereas I don't know, it's less.
I used to love it though. I used to spend quite a lot of money on ASOS.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe as you grow up as well, you look at more like one. I suppose ASOS is a great shop if you want to buy lots of little pieces. Whereas I think if you want to buy one select piece, you know what you've got in mind. You can maybe more quality. I don't know.
Definitely.
Not so never.
Weekday. Love Weekday
as well.
Very into that. And then for high end stuff, there's not like one brand that I really like Joseph always. Really like Acne always. But they're not places that I go in and go shopping with. Like there'll be something that if there's been something I wanted to save up for. But I mean, like Gucci, but again, I'm not going to go in like shop they're ready to wear and come out with a whole outfit.
That's the thing. It's nice because there's certain things that make it accessible. Point, but then you think actually that's going to add a lot to my wardrobe. Yeah. It's less that you're going to go in there and be like.
Yeah, I feel like that was a good answer there. I didn't really give you, apart from Under the Stories.
Under the Stories is fail safe though.
Urban Outfitters is for jeans. That's what I want to mention.
It's the Axel ones.
The BDG Axel.
What ones have you got on today?
These are Toe 10.
Ooh.
Amazing brand. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I have, but I've never bought anything.
So it's expensive. They gift me things, which is amazing. But it's expensive. But I've bought things from them before. And I would pay the prices.
Gorgeous.
Really good, like basics with a bit of an updated. They have a blazer on out at the moment that I really want.
I feel like your blazer collection
is intense.
Is intense.
It is.
But I feel like you set the bar for a good blazer. I feel like if I needed blazer inspiration, blazespiration, I would come to you.
Yeah, I love a blazer.
With shopping, are you more of an IRL or online person?
So I tend to be an online scouter, an IRL purchaser.
I feel especially with higher end purchases.
Yes.
Going into store
Yeah.
is so much more satisfying because you feel like you're getting the whole experience.
Definitely. And also when you travel a lot, having deliveries isn't always convenient.
Very true.
Sometimes it's easy to just take time to go to the shop. But I don't like browsing in a shop, so I tend to go online, have like a hit list and go in, and then I find if you get distracted by something that wasn't on your hit list, it normally is going to be a real gem. If you've got your blinkers on so it stands out, you're like, there's a reason, because that looked really shit online. Sorry, really bad online.
You're allowed to say.
And in reality it was amazing.
So one of your main things on YouTube is your amazing Testing Basics series in which you test a handful of pieces from high street to high end. And it's so inspiring and it's so useful. It's such a nice resource for people because I think saves everyone else doing the legwork basically. If you're a lazy shopper, you can just be like, I wonder if Lizzy says. It does all the legwork and it shows that you don't always need to spend a lot of money or sometimes it's worth investing. Which I think is important to recognise that, it's quite an even split sometimes as well. Yeah,
I always root for the underdog, root for the high street pieces. But occasionally there's just no competing for the high end ones. But a lot of the time, the same brands do really well. Under the Stories is one of them. And I think it represents a really realistic relationship that we all have with brands. Like things like Topshop, I love some of the stuff they have in there, and some of it's not as good. And that's how everybody experiences different brands. Like you don't go into a shop and like absolutely everything. But doing that series has taught me that and also taught me how to find the best stuff in each shop so then you have a better experience with them all. What would you say are the pieces that you found are most worth investing in, perhaps least worth investing in from doing it? Most would definitely be loafers for me. There's certain standout pieces like the Gucci loafers. I recently did coats and the most expensive one won in coats. The Chelsea boots, the most expensive one won there. But I think for us, for the British audience here, winter pieces tend to be because we're going to wear them for a really big portion of the year. Not worth investing in. Denim, 100%.
Yeah.
High street denim is some of the best denim that you can find.
I feel like denim is just, it's always going to be denim.
Always
going to be denim.
Yeah. Basic cotton t-shirts, cotton shirts, high street.
Yeah. It's like, I think you're right. Like whenever people ask, like, what are the things you invest in? I'm like, shoes.
Yeah.
Or shoes that you're going to wear every day. Maybe not like novelty shoes.
No.
Unless it's a pair that that's so special. Yeah, like leather jackets as well.
Yeah, leather jacket. Well, I did leather jackets last year. I did Acne for the most expensive and it didn't win. I think that came last place actually.
Interesting.
I think the winner was Marge. That was the winner.
Saying that, I do think the high street has some good leather and like good faux leather as well.
Yeah, they do.
Like really good.
But for leather, I would definitely go and check the mid-range brands like your Sandro, Jigsaw, Marge.
Whistles do great leather.
All Saints.
When I worked in there, I think I got a 50% discount. It was the first thing I ever bought that was like not from Topshop. And I was like, oh, I've still got it, and it's not kind of rubbed away. It ages like a fine wine. What are the pieces, the basic pieces that you have in your wardrobe that you could not like sway from?
Straight leg jeans.
Yeah.
My favourites are from Under the Stories and Weekday. The Under the Stories straight leg fit.
Their jeans at the moment.
So good.
So perfect.
And they do, really good. And then the Weekday Voyage ones. They're amazing. They do come in different leg lengths, but I would generally say they're a tall girl jean. Long line blazers, as you said, obviously. What else? Just like plain white t-shirts, plain jumpers, like a black turtleneck. That's another thing you don't need to go and spend a fortune on.
Yeah.
Uniqlo for those, the ribbed ones.
I feel like you just pull off really great, but you've made it appear. You've shown that you can wear great basics in a way that's very cool. If I said to my mum, just wear jeans and a t-shirt, she'd be like, how else can you like? I don't know. It's quite a 20-something thing sometimes. Yeah,
it has to be the best fitting pair of jeans, t-shirt that you feel really good in, and then some good shoes and stuff. And I think when you've got like a really good foundation of basics, you can just go back to them all the time and like put something that you feel good in without it requiring a lot of thought.
I think that's it. Like for a long time when I was growing up, I look at people like Alexa Chung. I thought, well, obviously it's going to look good. Obviously you can wear like a little mini skirt and a shirt. The thing is, I feel like I can't wear a classic white shirt.
Why?
Because I feel like it makes me look, I don't know, a bit like Kate Middleton, a bit too regal. But then it's how you style it.
Definitely, like, go oversized.
This is exactly what I meant by the t-shirt comment. I kind of felt like, you know, with a white shirt, for example, you can look very much like Kate Middleton. You could look, I don't know, someone like Alexa Chung could wear it with like a jumper around her shoulders and not look like...
It doesn't look traditional or stuffy or anything.
Whereas
like that.
I think it's being able to style it in a way that you think, actually, that makes it quite cool. The next question I wanted to ask you is about sentimental pieces in your wardrobe, because I feel, carrying on from the fact you've got lots of great basics, lots of really cool capsule wardrobe, but there isn't too capsule.
Yeah.
I think when I spoke to Anna, it was great seeing quite a minimal pared back wardrobe.
Yes, she's queen of that.
She pulls it off amazingly.
Mine is not pared back, like it's an absolute...
But I feel like it's still very timeless as well. So what are the pieces that hold the most sentimental value to you? Are there things that...
My watch is the main one.
Yeah.
And I think small things like this that like people begin to associate with you because you wear it every single day. This is my dad's watch and I would never not wear this. This is always on my wrist every single day. And I get questions about it all the time. It's a Tag Heuer Carrera if anyone's interested. And I wear it all the time and it's become something that I really like recognising myself of having a really big men's watch on. Yeah. So that would be the main thing that you just... Like when you wear a dress and get dressed up and then you add on a man's watch, I would never be without this. And if I didn't have this one, I would only ever buy men's watches now on. Like I think they're so cool.
I love the fact that it's obviously so ridiculously sentimental, but it's also very much a signature part of your style, and it marries all the elements of your style as well, which is very unintentional but very like apt as well.
And it's so much of my love for like androgynous styling has come from wearing this watch. That's and like so cool. Just looking at it, something that you can see so easily. Like I've got really thin wrists and thin arms, so seeing something so heavy and bulky and manly on my wrist, which is really thin, is like a juxtaposition, which is then a big part of my style as well. And that has come from wearing this watch since being 17.
That's so interesting. Yeah, how that has actually shaped your style.
Hugely.
An accessory.
Hugely.
As something with sentiment has actually sculpted, which is quite. That makes, in a way, your style quite sentimental.
Yeah, definitely.
To an element.
Yeah, it's a good answer that one, isn't it?
That's very good. More like that, please. Obviously, you've been vlogging. How many years have you been vlogging now?
4 years, yeah.
So you've been vlogging for 4 years. Do you look back at your style and see it evolve? And do you think it's quite interesting watching your style evolve like that?
Yeah. Yes, it is. I think it mostly evolved like for the years before I started blogging, like
So what's your
teen
style
years.
evolution video?
Oh yeah, I liked to go out in a
I
low
feel
cut
like you've
top.
always had quite a cool style though.
Really?
You never, I mean, everyone has an awkward face, but your face wasn't that awkward.
From blogging, I started blogging when I was at uni, and while I was at uni, I definitely felt it was really important to dress smart.
Yeah.
I went to Leeds Uni and did history of art, and the general style on that course was very like, it was like London Girl in Leeds, like it was a really London-based course. And it was lots of like old classic Reeboks and really baggy, oversized, unbrushed hair.
Art student.
Very art student.
Right.
And I definitely didn't really, I probably fit into that more now on a lazy day than I did then. Because for me, I always wore like smart
like
jeans.
you're going to work.
Kind of, like worn up blazers, lots of tailoring, smart stuff. And then slowly incorporated like my Stan Smiths when I first got those and things.
Maybe that's the way of doing like really motivating yourself a little bit.
It was for me.
It's like dressing like you.
Yeah.
I feel like even when I work from home, if I get dressed and up in the morning, I feel a lot more ready to start.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it interrupts your day.
It does. And like I used to go to the library in a blazer and like a big jumper and stuff. So that like introduced my love for incorporating something smart into a casual look. And then it's probably gotten more casual and like moved away from skinny jeans to straight fit jeans, which is a general trend for a lot of people too.
I think that's a bit. I think I said this to Lucy in this video. I was talking about how I read an article a couple of years ago and it was like skinny jeans going out, and I was just like, how weird. Like they felt like such an integral part of my wardrobe, and I haven't worn them in such a long time because I didn't know that. I like to look at shapes with styling. I feel like they kind of go down, whereas I feel like straight leg kind of helps the silhouette sometimes.
And I think it's interesting how many people's style will have been changed by that, because so many of us wear denim every single day.
Oh my, yeah.
And now when I wear skinny jeans, I have to wear it with really different things to what I'd wear my straight leg jeans with. So for so many people, I think that's had a huge influence on how we dress.
It really does change. Like I think Cherry Healy used to do an Instagram, I think, was it Fashion Maths? And you kind of look at proportions. It was really interesting. It really opened my eyes to that, because I feel like it's so like you take an outfit away and you think actually that's got to work with that. Otherwise it changes your shape and how you feel. I don't really believe in like flattering styling per se, because I think it's what you feel good in. But I do think like changing things up like that has such a big impact.
Definitely.
You're surrounded by a lot of women who have amazing style.
Yes.
So who is it that really inspires your style?
Lots of different people, lots of different bloggers. Lindsay does, Lucy Williams, her Nave Out this series does. Bloggers who, like Ellen Klin, who has the brand Totem, always her. Some of the French bloggers at the moment, like Jeanne Damas, I don't know, like, is that how you say her name?
I think so. I think if you were to say it would be like Jeanne Damas.
Jeanne Damas.
I think you probably wouldn't hear a lot of
just
her.
insane.
She's so cool.
Recently, I've been alarmingly obsessed with Tumblr.
I was gonna say, I feel like your inspiration posts actually is why I might have to do something similar, because I love seeing where people's inspiration comes from.
And it helps you so much to visualise it in that way.
Yeah.
The amount of hours I spend a day on Tumblr is shameful. It's just such a good way to consume huge amounts of content.
Do you connect to Pinterest?
Yeah, definitely. Because people's Tumblrs, like I like to go on their actual page because it's like a mood board of what they like, rather than Pinterest never looks like a mood board in that way.
Everything, and then it suggests things, and you're like, no.
Yeah, so I'll be like fashion, cake, fashion, salad, and I get those out. And so a lot of it is people whose names I couldn't necessarily give you. Actually, one thing I do want to talk about, massively inspired by following photographers at the moment. Favourite one at the moment is called Quentin Dubray. I'm probably saying that.
That is the ultimate photographer name though.
Oh, his stuff is insane. And I feel like when you follow photographers, you get a selection of models that they're working with, selection of stylists.
And poses, and it helps, it's like... I said this when I redesigned my blog, so I was very much like, it's so useful to not just look at what other bloggers are doing.
Yes.
It's like, I like looking at magazines, how people have laid out a page, like how people doing it in a way that I like to consume it, and especially with photography. Like it's so easy to see what other people are doing and be like, that. Whereas actually, so beneficial.
Most of the recent people I follow on Instagram have been photographers. Definitely, because it's just an interesting mood board with different faces, different stylists.
Do you save a lot to Instagram as well?
Not that much really, actually.
Are you a screen grabber? What is it? How do you remember things?
I feel like I just remember my favourite people, so go back and check.
Last question, we spent a lot about fashion, I want to talk about beauty, because I feel like your beauty, your skin, your makeup, it's a look. It's a look, you've got it down.
So my ultimate piece Do you use this, the 8-hour cream
Do
layers in
I?
garden? Just everybody does, right? I feel like this is such a common one to say.
But it's so fail safe. I've not found a lip balm or like a product like it that does the same job as well.
I use it for lips as well.
At night, I put it all over my lips and
Yeah.
a bit greasy. I'm like,
Oh, I even like the taste though.
what have you got on your eyes?
NARS. Oh, I will have to put a cutaway because I can't remember what it's called. It's a stick eyeshadow.
Is this?
I'm really bad at makeup and like know what I like and don't really go further from that. I'm not mad into beauty.
No, I think like with clothes, especially with blogging, there is a pressure to feel like you need everything in your makeup bag and in every colour, and sometimes it's actually nice to have like, you know, 5 or 6 staple items like foundation, mascara. That's it. And you don't have to be interested in it.
No.
And a lot of people aren't. Like, I don't know, people know what makes them look good, and you don't need to have like a day look, a night look.
No, I agree completely.
But you've got it. You've got it down, girl.
Thanks, lady.
I think that's it. I think we've covered nearly all ground. I feel like with these videos you could chat and chat and chat and chat.
Oh, we could for sure.
Yeah, but that's a pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for going to say thank you for having me.
I will see you next week, and have a great week, and I'll see you again soon.